Good morning, good evening, good night. We're watching this transmission is I, Mike Martins from the Mike Martins channel. Now, I got a really interesting article for you guys tonight. This is really interesting. And it says, over 20% of homeless residents in Chicago are employed. So 20% of homeless residents in Chicago, they're working. They got a job. With many holding a college degree. The key word in this entire two sentences is homeless. So people with college degrees are starting to find it tough. And we were sold hook, line, and sinker on the whole college thing. Oh, you go to college, you're going to make more money. You're rich. You're rich. You're rich. You're going to be rich. You're going to make you're going to make $1 million. Woo! Well, this is from the 5th of July, and this was sent to me. It goes into a bunch of stories here and different stories about different people's lives in the whole homeless sector. They're working. Try to do a good job here, not to yawn, but it's been a long day. The Chicago Coalition for the Homeless (CCH) annual study released in July found that an astonishing number of homeless people in Chicago are employed and many have college education. Using the most current census data, the CCH found that 86,324 Chicago residents were homeless. Whoa. Okay, I have to reread that because my ears didn't believe what I just said. 86,324 Chicago residents were homeless? That's in Chicago. That's not in the state of Illinois. That's worse than LA County. Because LA County has 47,000 homeless people. And this is a statistic from 2017. This article's from a few days ago, but this statistic's from 2017. Of this number, 13,929 or 21% of the homeless adults over 18 have a job. And 28% holds an associate's or bachelor's degree. Why isn't this front center? Guys, I'm sorry. I'm taken really back with this. 86,000 people. I can't fathom that. 86,000 people. That's like an entire Pontiac Silverdome. Here. Pontiac Silverdome. I think you can fit that many. WrestleMania 3. I know that's when there was the most packed ever. I think that was close to that many people. I think that's how many people were there, about 80,000 in the Silverdome there for WrestleMania 3. That's about 80,000. That's a lot of. Okay, well, let's keep going. Using the most current census data, we got that. So bachelor degrees and 28% of bachelor hold an associate's or a bachelor degree. The total number of homeless people in Chicago has risen significantly over the past several years. CCH found a total of 80,384 Chicago residents were homeless in 2016 and 82,212 in 2015. The number in 2017 also revealed that the number of employed homeless residents has increased over the past 2 years from 14% in 2015. You will eventually, look, 86,000 people. Okay, we got to do some research here. City of Chicago population. What's the population of the city? 2.7 million. Chicago's just under 3 million right now. 2017 last census. Wow. But you see, Los Angeles, LA County itself, the city of Los Angeles has 21 to 22 million homeless people, but there's 4 million people living in Los Angeles. Interesting. Oh, wait, let's go back to the story here. The numbers blow apart the myth that working hard and earning a college degree, workers in the U.S. can prosper under capitalism. Now, on the channel, I've been telling you that capitalism does work. It's 100% foolproof, only if wages keep up with inflation. So, our dollar is getting more and more deteriorated. Well, we're going to have to give you another raise this week. I know we gave you a raise 2 weeks ago, but the price of gas went up again. So, you're making $49 an hour, and this is what you need to make on average just to get by nowadays. But people haven't, and people are working twice and thrice the jobs. It's phenomenal. I just can't get over how many people are homeless in Chicago. Furthermore, it tears up the political fiction fed on the U.S. working class that the Democratic Party is more aligned with interests than its counterparts, the Republican Party. So the Democrats obviously are in control of that state, and the amount of layers of government in Chicago, I think there's 4 or 5 or 6 layers of government in the city of Chicago. And there's a ton of pension people in pensions that work for the city in these multiple layers of government that all these people are on the hook for. This is scary, guys. This is really hitting me hard right now because this is 80-something thousand. How has the number of employed homeless workers increased in the U.S.'s third largest city, while the media and main political parties have declared that the U.S. economy has been supposedly recovering? Since the official end of the economic recession, which began with the stock market crash of 2008. As in other states, crushing student loan debt in other states, in the state of Illinois, has led to extreme financial insecurity for many college graduates in the state. The average student loan debt load for college graduate in the state was more than $29,000 in 2017, rising 63% over a decade from 2006. So, see, if people's wages increased according to inflation, right now, if you took that $29,000 loan in 2008, you could be able to pay that back in a year easy. Because when you took that $29,000 loan in 2008, depending on the inflationary levels, now $29,000 should be peanuts. It's like the Mexican peso. They keep adding zeros to their money, and then everything just becomes, it looks like it's becoming cheaper, but when you're carrying debt, it becomes a problem. When your wages don't go up, it becomes a huge problem, and you start entering in a private or personal stagnation in your life where you're making a minimum payments on everything, but you're just, these college degrees should teach you how to pay down your student loan. They should have a 1-month seminar of the 4 years of financing, education in debt and mortgages and risks, the risk factors when taking positions with your future. You're selling your future away with getting these loans. Anyways. The cost of housing in the city of Chicago is significantly higher than for the entire state of Illinois, which ranks 19th highest for the housing cost among all 50 states in the U.S. In Chicago, the 5 counties. Sorry, guys. My vision's kind of blurred here. The 5 counties surrounding the city proper, a worker must earn $23.31 per hour during a 40-hour work week to afford a 2-bedroom apartment for $1,212 per month, or 30% of total monthly income for the state. The affordable housing wage is $20.85 per hour for a 40-hour work week to afford a 2-bedroom at $1,084 a month. So this is still reasonable for people living in Canada, where they're paying $2,600 a month for a 2-bedroom. So, but they're not in Chicago, where it's just more of a big, grander scale of a city, right? Although the minimum wage for the city of Chicago increased to $13 per hour in July, this is far below the hourly wage needed for a full-time worker to be able to afford housing in the city and surrounding area. So I did a story today on my channel about here. I did a story today about that. Minimum wage and minimum wage. I did this one in my store where minimum wage, people are making minimum wage and they can no longer afford to pay rent. I mean, they go over the cities in Canada where the only 3 cities in Canada where you could make minimum wage and actually pay your rent. So there's, I think, 3 or 4 cities. So, okay. The Democrats and their political lackeys in the trade unions bear the responsibility for the housing crisis in Chicago in the 2000. The Chicago Housing Authority, CHA, applied to join the Clinton administration. No. It's getting worse and worse. The more I read this, it's like we're going into like the plot of and we're getting to the climax of the story here, and it's getting out of control. Amid at forcing low-income workers out of affordable rental units in order to reduce costs. So the Clinton administration applied to join the CHA applied to join the Clinton administration's Moving to Work program, aimed at forcing low-income workers out of affordable rental units in order to reduce costs. Under the Democratic Mayor Richard M. Daley, the CHA further engaged in housing privatization schemes, turning public housing into mixed-use developments which were targeted towards higher-income renters with the aim of transferring public funds to private developers. Kind of sounds like that Whitewater scandal. Under Democratic President Barack Obama, the requirement imposed by the Department of Housing and the Urban Development, HUD, the public housing authorities like CHA give out 90% of affordable housing vouchers, was eliminated, giving it free rein to continue diverting funds from its low-income housing voucher program, which subsidized a portion of low-income families' rent, into its own financial schemes to build up reserves and spend down debt payments, and all things were allowed under the MTW program. Wow, that sounds like a mess. Let's move over here. Trump declared homelessness to be disgraceful, and that he was looking at it very, very seriously. Signaling out Los Angeles and San Francisco, he went to disparage victims of homelessness and blamed them for their own fate, stating that some of them have mental problems and don't even know that they're living that way. They can't do that. We cannot ruin our cities. We may intercede. We may intercede. We may do something to get the whole thing cleaned up. Oof, sounds scary. So it is the working class it is up to the working class to intervene with its own political program, if it is ever. No, it needs to get government out of everything. The government shouldn't be helping. The government should be protecting our whatever we have of a constitution in Canada, should be protecting our rights, should be having, we should be protected by having our rights protected by our government, not government intervening in housing, banking. And look what's happened when the government intervenes in this crap. It becomes an absolute disaster. This is a disaster, guys. This is really bad. I'm not doom and gloom Mike, and I don't mean to be doom and gloom Mike, but we got to call a spade here. You know, we got to call a spade a spade. This is really bad. This is horrible. You know, everybody bought that whole hook, line, and sinker. A college degree will get you more money. Ugh, I spelled money wrong. Where is she saying that? Where is she? These are all people in college debt right here, and there's a lot of people crying that see if I can find it here. Ooh. Let's see here if we got something here. There it is. Oh, that's somebody else's work. Here we go. Nope. Why not?
I owe about $68,000.
I owe $44,000.
The music is gonna flag me.
The College Compact says you should not have to borrow money. So
I'm not gonna play that because it's gonna flag my video. It's gonna say, well, we're gonna give somebody else, somebody. But no, I remember that speech loud and clear that having a college degree is the greatest thing. And I still remember that a whole pharmaceutical thing they did back in the late 90s where the boomers are retiring. There's not enough pharmacists. We're going to create a course, a 6-month course for you to become a pharmacist. And a lot of people bought that hook, line, and sinker, paid $18,000 or $22,000 for the course, and got nothing out of it once they graduated. And a lot of them are at home playing video games right now. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd like to know. Thank you for watching. And if you want to support me, guys, don't forget to hit me up here on Patreon and support my little transmission here. I think I got 12 Patreon supporters, and I'm so happy. I'm proud of that. I got, I think, 12 Patreon supporters, and I want to thank them all for supporting me and buying me coffee. Patreon money is coffee money. Here it is, Patreon. Support me on Patreon, guys, for $1 a month, and that just basically goes towards coffee. Thanks for watching. Comment below.